The ANC Youth League in Limpopo has had its elective conference delayed by more than 36 hours as delegates failed to agree on who should lead the structure. The conference is scheduled to continue tonight at the Oasis Lodge in Mokopane. Some delegates claim that ANC elders who've had an interest on who should emerge as part of the leadership are to blame for this delay. Let's get you a live update now with our Pelane Phakgadi, who's at the venue. Pelane, who are these problematic elders who've led to this delay?
Well, I can tell you, nobody wants to come through and say that this is the problematic elder. They just say elders. And they even go ahead to say the term bishops, that meaning referring to people who want to be controlling as far as who gets to be in the elected structure. So for over 36 hours now, there's been a delay as far as the conference is concerned. We do understand that there are about more than 4 lobby groups on who should be leading the conference. And in that regard, the aim of what the so-called PCPC, the Provincial Coordinating and Planning Committee, is to try and reduce those lobby groups to at least 2 so that they can be able to have a seamless kind of leadership in a battle during the election here at the Oasis Lodge here in Mokopane. But the main issue, which is as well continuing to make this particular conference a little bit so much delayed, not even a little bit, very much delayed by almost 40 hours now, is because one could only imagine that the coming provincial conference of the African National Congress mother body is also very much interested, the candidates are very much interested as to who becomes the mouthpiece of the ANC Youth League of the province, and therefore we are told they are also very much interested as to those particular people, and they want to sway the leadership structures that they want. So I'm just going to ask Katlego here to show you around of what is supposed to be currently a conference that should be continuing. It is just a matter of festivities just outside. Yes, peaceful somewhat, because the so-called PCPC is in meetings and have been in meetings for over 24 hours now, being unable to find one another. And this is all you can see. People playing music, hundreds of cars parked outside the main venue here. There is, of course, the stores that sell the African National Congress regalia and so on. But the main, some of the main issues here is that all you can find is just a matter around people playing music. They're enjoying themselves. I've seen a lot of, I can say, drinks. One could just put it in that manner. That people are not really despondent that the Youth League might not even sit at all. But we have been told that this particular conference will continue to sit this particular evening. And Nonleba Mhlaudi, the national coordinator of this particular event, is currently in the province. And this is after a successful Youth League provincial conference of the Northern Cape that was held overnight yesterday. There is an elected leadership as far as that particular structure is concerned. So as you can see a bit earlier on, I mean, all you can see here is just people waiting for the conference to begin. And we were even trying to talk to the leadership structures, all of them unavailable, trying to sway one another to ensure that there is at least 2 lobby groups that goes into the conference. And this will just only turn into an elective conference, and there will be a PGC later to adopt some of the fundamental issues that the conference is supposed to adopt. That includes the issues around policies and the marching orders for the next 3 years.
Pelane, the issue, of course, with the allegation that there are, quote-unquote, elders in the ANC who are trying to sway the outcome of this Youth League conference in Limpopo is that it goes against the renewal message, if you will, from young people in the ANC who've been saying that they are tired of the ANC Youth League merely being an extension of the wants and desires of people at Luthuli House or in the provincial offices who aren't even youth.
This is not a new phenomenon at all. Remember, the analysis that we get is that a formally constituted African National Congress Youth League is a challenge to the mother body of the African National Congress, simply because there gets to be talks around who should be the leader of the African National Congress mother body and the kind of policies that they should be able to adopt. You do remember the Youth League of Julius Malema, which was very much adamant around the nationalization and took that very same kind kind of approach into the economic freedom fighters when that was equally born. So they are very much cognizant, the so-called elders, of course, about the power that a formally constituted structure of the Youth League will possess, and they want to persuade that kind of leadership structures, and that is the analysis that we get from a number of analysts who say that the leaders of the African National Congress, some of them who are not even in leadership structures but want to be able to control the outcome of a conference, begin with determining the outcome of a Youth League conference, and in that manner they are then able to understand the kind of people who they will be forwarding their names forward ahead of the national conference, the mother body conference of the African National Congress, even towards December, because when you have a formally constituted Youth League, then there will be a mouthpiece. They will pronounce who they want to lead. They will pronounce the kind of policies that they want the African National Congress to adopt and implement, and in a sense also pronounce the names of the top 5 officials that they want, the top 6 officials, including the president, downward to the treasurer, who will then be leading the conference out of December. So that is the reason, not only from regional conferences, but as well as the provincial conferences, that you see the so-called elders, as per analysts say, will have a very much as far as interest as who will emerge as the chairpersons of the province or the chairpersons of regions, and in an essence, those people will go ahead to pronounce what they want ahead of the national conference of the African National Congress.